When was the last time you compared yourself to someone else? Wow, she's so talented. She's so much better than me. I wish I received that award. Am I not good enough? She is so sweet. I will never be as nice as her. These are common statements I think all the time, and I'm sure you have too. But how do these thoughts make us feel? We end up feeling a bit sorry for ourselves, and we fall deeper into a hole thinking that things will never get better. This way of thinking is valid, but what if instead we allow comparison to fuel, motivate, and drive ourselves to achieve our goals? Hi, my name is Olivia Farmer, and I'm here today to discuss with you the benefits of social comparison and how changing your perspective of comparison can result in personal growth, improved teamwork, and ultimately aid in your success. But first, let's break it down. What are the differences between negative and positive social comparison? Negative comparison is when an individual compares themselves to someone else, focusing on their own failures. And as a result, they feel inferior, damaging their self-esteem. Positive comparison is based off more than just material possessions or physical features. It focuses on work ethic and motivation. And it creates positive goals like working towards a job promotion or doing better in a sport. Now, positive comparison is when an individual compares themselves to feel empowered and to motivate themselves to achieve their certain goals. Now, I want you to raise your hand if you think that positive comparison sounds more appealing to you. See, wouldn't you rather feel inspired to improve than inferior to others? Because I know I would. Comparison is a huge part of our lives. According to Psychology Today, as much as 10% of our thoughts involve comparison of some kind. On average, humans are awake 16 hours a day. That means you spend 1 hour and 36 minutes comparing yourself to someone else every single day. We spend all this time comparing ourselves. Why not actually make it beneficial? Comparison is a massive part of my life. I'm currently a member of the Cathedral Catholic Dance Team, as well as a member of the competitive team at Best Foot Forward Dance Studio, where I train in all styles of dance, 12 hours a week. At just 12 years old, I was moved up to the most advanced level classes in my dance studio. That involved mostly juniors and seniors in high school. I was surrounded by insanely talented young women who were miles ahead of me in skill. For example, one of my teammates had insane pirouette ability, and she could do 9 turns in a row without losing form. Another one of my teammates was crazy flexible, and she could literally put her leg behind her head. And one of my close friends is not only a trained dancer, but is accomplished in many acrobatic skills like backflips and standing on her head. At the time, these were skills that I could only dream of. And I vividly remember sobbing on my way home from dance because I felt exceptionally inferior to their abilities. However, I didn't allow my discouragement to affect my growth as a dancer, and I instead used my comparison to fuel my own motivation, hard work, and ultimately my improvement. Comparing our characteristics and aspects shouldn't be patronized and seen as a harmful force, but rather as a tool that promotes positive development and success. Comparison inspires growth. Venus and Serena Williams, US Open title holders and sisters, are often compared due to their sister rivalry in the world of women's tennis. After watching one of her sister's matches, Venus stated, "I reconsidered that I wasn't such a fighter, and that's what I took from her game, and I became a fighter too." Venus reveals that by watching and comparing herself to her sister, she was able to improve her own fighting spirit. Like a match, Venus's use of comparison lit a fire inside of her, stimulating her own growth and improvement. Comparison inspires teamwork. Best-selling author, activist, and Australian speaker Christine Caine once said, To build a strong team, you must see someone else's strength as a complement to your weakness and not as a threat to your position or authority. When we choose to allow someone who is perceived as better than us to inspire us rather than defeat us, we are closing the ego-threatening gap. and we are creating a positive and uplifting community for growth. This community is constantly focusing on helping and building up each other to be better, creating healthier bonds and stronger teams. Comparison inspires success. Japanese tennis player and superstar Naomi Osaka is an icon in Japan due to her pure skill and her multicultural background. When discussing her newfound fame and her role model, Apollo Ono, she stated, "I kind of looked up to him. He was one of the first high-profile sports people that was half Japanese. I think to be in the role that he is now, and for people to be telling me that I'm the face of Japan's multiculturalism is something I've always dreamed about." Naomi reveals that she looked up to Ono due to his athletic achievement and his similar multicultural background, and this motivated her to push towards her own goals. Her application of comparison fueled her own inspirations and dreams to propel further and to reach similar levels of success as him. Should we continue to fall further and further from our goals, destroying our chances at prospering? Or should we learn to apply comparison to motivate personal growth, teamwork, and success to thrive and ultimately benefit our lives? The next time you begin to compare yourself and think, "I wish I was like her," think, "How can I be like her?" Let comparison bring us together to collectively pursue our goals. Use others as a mirror and compare your characteristics and aspects to unlock the key to your true and ideal success and growth. Thank you.